Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mahogany Roots. My Truth, Jolene Diggs Massey. Thank you all for tuning in with us on today. I greatly appreciate. Guitar so long. Put me on here. Greatly appreciate you all tuning in with us on today. Our platforms are Facebook, Jolene Diggs Massey, my first Facebook page, Tea Time, Hot Tea Time as well on Facebook, and YouTube, Hot Tea Time, Mahogany Roots. Thank you all for joining with me. And Instagram as well, Mahogany Roots. Today we are going to talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. And I have some things that I want to share. Y'all know I do my daily devotional. I'm going to share my daily devotion with Ms. Iyanla Vanzant until today. And today reads for me. It falls in line with what the topic is going to be for today as well. We're going to say a prayer. Heavenly Father, I just want to take this time to tell you thank you. Thank you for another day. Thank you for your love, your kindness, your peace, your understanding, your overstanding. Thank you for allowing us to be in your will another day that was not promised, Lord. Thank you for the rain as well as the sunshine, Lord. I appreciate the rain falling on me today because it allowed me to understand that although it rains, you still yet rain. Thank you, God, for another day, another chance to get it right. These many blessings we ask in our Father, Son, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. Tell a friend, tell another friend, tune in. Please share, tag, and I'm hoping that we are on YouTube Live as well. Okay. Today is September the 4th. It's saying, I experience and express the power of truth because I am no longer willing to betray myself. Y'all forgive me, please, my sinuses. Okay. And it says, let's say you put your trust in someone only to discover that they are untrustworthy. Now you are hurt. You are disappointed. You are also mad as well as you are also mad as all get out. The question is, are you angry with the person you betrayed your trust, or are you angry with yourself for trusting them? If you are like most people, you will acknowledge that you are more angry with yourself. When we open ourselves to another person, we expect them to behave. When they don't think that you should have known better. There is, however, a flip side to this coin. Somewhere in the process of trusting them, we forget to trust ourselves. When this happens, we feel, shall we say, stupid. Rather than admit, admit this, we put the heat on the other person. It is easier to be mad at someone else than it is to sit around feeling stupid. There is always a lesson in betrayal. Learn to trust yourself. There is a way to avoid being on a stupid end of being betrayed. Go back to the beginning of the experience and ask yourself a series of questions. Did you miss a sign? Did you ignore a signal? Did you see the potential of untrustworthiness and call it something else? If you did, that is why you feel stupid. The actions of the other person are simply reminding you not to do that again. Until today, you may have been angry at someone who betrayed you, when the truth may be that you betrayed yourself. Just for today, make a list of all the experiences in which you feel you have been betrayed. Include a brief synopsis of what occurred between you and the other person or people. After reviewing the list, ask yourself, when did I first see the signs? Why did I ignore the signs? What was I really trying to accomplish? Remember what you saw and felt. Next time, trust yourself. Please stop calling me at this time. I am live on the podcast. Today I am devoted in understanding the difference between betrayal and self-betrayal. Yes. So what I am, we're going to talk about is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. There are 4 competencies of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Emotional intelligence is a noun, and you do know a noun is person, place, or thing. And it means the capacity to be aware of control and to express one's emotions and to handle interpersonal relationships. And empathetically, and is the key of both personal and professional success. Judiciously is an adverb, and it means with good judgment or sense. Empathically is an adverb as well, and it is in a way that shows an ability to show feelings and understanding others. So with emotional intelligence, the 4 cores of it: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. Self-awareness meaning that, are you conscious of the fact that when things happen, do you fly off the handle, or are you at a point to where you're at ease, you're able to discuss what's going on with you, what makes you feel the way that you feel if you're not in a good place, or if it's something that making you feel like it's triggering something, there would be self-awareness of it. So self-awareness of a situation or a problem or circumstance. Are you aware of your emotions? Will it be empathy, or will it be sympathy for self? Self-management, when you can accept the process, deal with it, be in it, sit in it, walk in it, and understand what the process of that self-management is when it comes to emotional intelligence. Because sometimes we can get so caught up to where it makes us at an anxiety point. We are having anxiety or having other issues where it will kind of prolong us from going on through life for that day, or through that day with being able to be good in the situation, or how to actually handle that situation that may be triggering you at that moment. Social awareness. Say, for instance, if you're on a job and someone says something to you that may not be, or you may take it unbefitting, or it makes you feel a certain way. How would you be able to voice that or talk about that circumstance or situation? Would you be angry? Would you be angry, or would you be able to be in a place to where you could take corrective criticism? And being able to take corrective criticism keeps you in a place. That's Keelan over there making all that noise. Please be still. Have you in a place to where you're unable to talk to a person with great understanding, and it'll be more so less that you're in your feelings than you are really and being able to understand that to communicate with someone on your job or social would be to say it in a manner where it does not be taken out of context. Someone could say something to you that you feel like it is not beneficiary for you, but it may be, but you just may be receiving it in the wrong way. To receive it, I see you, sister. Keep on doing good. Thank you so very much, Joe. Hey, Joe. Good to see you. Good to see you here with me. Thank you all for joining me. Please share, tag, and let some people know that we're on today, and we are on as well all platforms: Instagram, Mahogany Roots, Jolene Diggs Massey, Facebook, Jolene Diggs Massey, and YouTube. We're Tea Time Mahogany Roots, Tea Time Memphis Mahogany Roots, and the last one I have is relationship management. So in relationship management, excuse me, y'all, have to cough. I do apologize again, my sinuses. Please forgive me. But in relationship management, when you're having a conversation, you're trying to have a conversation, you and your partner, whoever that may be, are trying to have a conversation and the other person shuts down. That's not having emotional intelligence. It's that you have to work on being able to communicate and to be able to give them a clear understanding on what it is that you're trying to explain, or get them to understand that you're dealing with during that particular time. Because sometimes a conversation can become so heated that a person may shut down. And shutting down is not an emotional intelligence. It's not that you're at a point to where you're able to discuss what the issue is. And we have to work sometimes on being better when it comes to communicating, showing our feelings and emotions. When you show your feelings and emotions, and sometimes when in relationships, when you shut down, you don't want to show and share those feelings and emotions because you feel like you're being vulnerable at the time. So being vulnerable is sometimes a good state when you're in a relationship, because how else would that person know your ins and outs, how you would receive certain things, how you're going to be able to accept certain things, because sometimes you have to, think outside of self. Get it over there. Go over there. Sometimes you have to, I do apologize. It's a lot going on here at the studio with me today. Keelan Body, please sit down. So sometimes in a relationship, when you can't compromise and the other party shuts down, that creates space where where you're not getting a clear understanding of what you're trying to have the conversation about. And with that being said, don't be laughing at me. Mother got to do what a mother's got to do. A mother's job is never done. So, hey, I leave one, got to come to another. My job is never ending when it comes to my child. So, saying that in a relationship, when you're trying to have a conversation and things just don't actually go like you plan for them to go, as far as being able to communicate with the person. And when you get to a point to where everything just stops. You just don't want to say nothing else. You just going to sit there and be quiet, and nobody gets anything done. There's no understanding. There's no overstanding. That's why you have to get to a point to where understanding others, learning each other, learning what your partner does not like, their wants, their needs, their understanding, their emotions, their feelings, being able to talk with your significant other, whoever that significant other may be, when you're able to have a conversation with them and everybody is okay in the situation. Nobody's feelings are hurt because you have a full understanding. I feel like counseling helped me to identify or to deal with my emotions more. Sometimes I allow quietness to come because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want the wrong thing to come out. So therefore, I take more time to listen instead of talking. And if I become quiet, that means I'm listening to what you're saying because I want to have a clear understanding to what it is that you want me to receive during that particular time. Relationship management, that's what we're talking about. There's 4 cores to emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So I am speaking on behalf of the relationship management right now. I'm just speaking on behalf of Jolene, what I've learned. And I've learned that through counseling, you're able to communicate a little bit better than not having those tools to activate what you need to activate through relationship. To be able to sit still and hear a person clearly on what their views are or what they're trying to get you to understand, or something that may be bothering them, and for them to be able to give you that information without you blowing off the handle or without shutting down, without excuse me, without shutting down. I don't know what it is today, but I got some water right here in my cup. And please, if you have any questions or if you have anything that you would like to say during this time, please voice your opinion or your question in the comment sections. So we're talking about 4 cores of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. And I've learned, again, that all of these are great tools when you're trying to communicate with a significant other, be it in a relationship or friendship, however it is. You're able to communicate with that person by getting your ideas and your opinions across to that person without anyone getting upset or angry, without anyone shutting down. And if a person shuts down while you're talking to them, emotionally they're not fit to be able to have that conversation. So you have to learn avenues that's pleasing to the person that you're actually trying to have a conversation with. And allow that person grace. Allow them some grace to understand and to fully understand what it is that you're trying to talk to them about, or you're trying to get a clear understanding about. With good judgment or good sense. Good judgment meaning that whatever that conversation that you're having with that person is, you're having a good, clear understanding on what it is that they're fully trying to get you to understand. Some examples, if anybody has some examples that they want to share that we could discuss and talk about on the show today. Again, we are on all platforms, and I do have T-shirts and cups still available. T-shirts are $25. T-shirts are $25. I have anywhere between size small up into 2X. I'm ordering the 3X now, so I have 3X that's going to be becoming available. I'm waiting for the vendor to get the 3Xs in, but please reach out to me if you would. And I greatly appreciate the ones that have already purchased their items from me. I greatly appreciate you being a blessing. We have cups. The cups are $20, and we also as well have the journals. The journals are $20 as well. Emotional intelligence is what we're discussing on today. And it means the capacity to be aware, control, to express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships and emotional intelligence is the key to both personal and professional success. So with that being said, when you're able to have a conversation with the person and you don't get upset or you don't shut down when they're talking to you or trying to give you corrective criticism about certain things that you may be doing or you feel like you may not be doing. But if they're able to discuss that with you and let you know, sometimes it's best to, step back and listen, because it could be something that's very good that person could be sharing with you to help you as an individual. Because sometimes we can't see our wrongs. Sometimes we feel like what we're doing is always what's right. So with that being said, sometimes someone else can see small things that you cannot see. And it's always a wonderful thing to be at a place where you can take and accept criticism, corrective criticism. Say, for instance, your boss come in and say, well, the job that you're doing is, you're doing a good job, but such, so you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that. Okay, but the good things that come out of that, they do recognize that you are doing some things that are good. So for the things that you may fall short on, take a list of that and see what you could get right. Take a list of that and get it right. So take a list, take account of that, write you down a list and work on those things that they feel that you need to work on. And conversate with yourself on, well, how can I do this better? Or how can I do this right? Or how can I make this situation right here or circumstance better in a way that, that's pleasing to your boss or your management or however, even to your partner. Friend, in a relationship, work towards trying to get you together. Once you learn how to get to the point to where you get you together and you're able to take that corrective criticism in any way, any form that it is, and work towards that, I promise you it'll make things and situations a whole lot better. I've learned with going through, again, therapy. I've learned that going through therapy, there was a circle cycle that she gave me, and it speaks on all the emotions. And there are like 100 and some emotions that you have on this form, on this piece of paper that they give you. And you list the things of how you're feeling. On my watch as well, it has take a moment and reflect on your day. So taking a moment to reflect on things, how you may feel, how it made you feel, being able to communicate it, being able to talk about it, to be able to sit in it and rest in it and actually learn what it is that you may not be aware that you're doing. It could be some small things that you're not aware that you're actually doing on a daily basis that may affect what your positive motivation for that day may be. It could be something, for instance, I didn't like the way John came in. I may be mopping the floor or something. I don't like the way John came in and he just walked across the floor. He didn't say, excuse me, I'm sorry. But you have to take in consideration that this is your job, but this is also their facility, and you're there to help make things better with their facility. You're not there to stop them from getting in your way, because you put up the proper protocols such as signs for wet floors and all this, so they'll know. I'm just using this as an example for wet floors and stuff, so they'll know what's going on in that area. So being upset is really on your behalf, because it's simply just something that you have to do as far as your job. Yes, you have to be open and humble. Yes, first and foremost, open and humble. Open and humble. I don't know what's going on with me today with my words. Open and humble at all times. I try to walk in being humble. This T-shirt I purchased from this young man, believe in yourself. And on the back of it, it has some roses. And it says that I believe in me. So if no one else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. You have to do what's best for self. You have to do what works best for self. Self-awareness is knowing, well, I can't do this because this particular thing would trigger me, or I can't go to this place because that place right there wouldn't be good for me to go to, or the things that they do in that place is not what I no longer do. I've changed things that I do, places that I go, and that would no longer serve me. Say, for instance, if you're a person that used to drink a lot of alcohol or do a lot of other things, and you go to a place to where, you know, they still do these things, your self-awareness when it comes to that is you have to make changes for self. You have to make changes, make it to a place to where, okay, I understand that this is what I used to do, and I no longer can be around certain situations or certain people until I get myself to a place to where I'm aware that I'm at the place till I'm okay to being in that setting. Does that make sense to anyone else? Does it make sense to anyone else that may be listening? So for self-awareness, for me, to learn what actually triggered me on certain occasions, things that I wasn't really fully over, and not being able to forgive and still be in a place to where I was able to allow that thing to still have complete control over me. That was my self-awareness. Self-awareness for me was certain phone calls. I couldn't accept certain phone calls. I realized that I had to allow it to go straight to voicemail. Or if I didn't get a chance to actually answer it, or if I go back and I listen to a message and they left something, especially if it's something that was said in a negative way, my self-awareness was not to allow it to be in a place where it affected me anymore. So I had to get my conscious mind to a place to where, okay, this is what it is and this is what it's going to be. So I have to get me to a place to where I'm all right and I'm comfortable with if they send another message, or if they call, however, something that I felt before I was able to get myself to the place to where I felt comfortable with receiving those. My self-awareness was off. So that's what I mean by self-awareness when it comes to me. Self-management, I had to do self-management with myself. I did a list of things that I felt like was good and things that were bad. So with the good and the bad, if my good outweighed more of my bad, then I would ponder more on the good things than I would the bad things. So I had to make a list of things to make sure that I understood or I felt comfortable in a situation where it wouldn't hit me like a ton of bricks again if I was caught in that situation again. Social awareness for me, because in life, some things that had been done to me, I was not in a good place when it came to being in social settings. I really didn't know how to be around people in social settings. I would always find myself sitting somewhere in a corner or alone trying to channel those emotions and feelings, because it was always me being nervous. Those who know me know my hands sweat tremendously if I'm in a setting or in a place where I feel nervous about something. Um, it has always been a part of me. Now since I'm older, it's a little bit better. It's a little bit better now. Sweat is on the other hand, because me going through the menopause things is taking all control of the hand sweating. So now the whole me be sweating. Um, and I'm trying to understand and deal with the emotional part of menopause. Sometimes it gets the best of me. Sometimes I'm able to deal with it. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm able to, walk through the day without me being affected. And I'm trying a million and one things to see what works best for me, because it's different for every woman, and certain things may work for somebody else, and certain things may not work for others. So if you're able to share some things, please share so that I can try those and see if it works for me as well. So that's what I mean by being in emotional intelligence. If someone came to me and said something to me as far as trying to help me out with getting through that process, I can't take it as if it's at a place where it's being negative for me, because what worked for them may by chance work for me. And to be able to share that with me, I feel like it's a blessing. Would be a blessing to help, help in any way you can, because right now I need all the help I can get when it comes to this menopause, these hot flashes and all of this stuff going on. I'm trying to understand the process, honey. So keeping a fan in your purse would be one for me. Keeping a fan in your purse, keeping one in your car at all times. So just in case you need to fan yourself to a cool. Sometimes fanning yourself don't even work. You just got to let it take its course. So emotional intelligence, again, the capacity to be aware of the control and the express one's emotions, and to handle in a personal relationship. The key to both is personal and professional success. With good judgment or sense in a way that shows feelings and understanding others. And with that, to be able to understand others, to have a sense of understanding others, is to be able to love someone else and to understand fully what it is that they may be dealing with or going through, and to be able to communicate with that person fully without having any issues or problems, without shutting down, is the key to communication. The will to focus, your imagination of vision, perspective, reasoning, discernment, your intuition, what your gut may tell you. And sometimes your gut is always on point. Sometimes your gut is always on point. Clear minds, eyes in place, and if by any chance that you need to be free, you have to be clear-minded on a whole lot of things, and to be able to have your conscience at a place to where you're able to accept some things that people may say to you without taking everything so personal. I'm learning to be at that place, because not taking things so personal gets you so much farther than in life than you would even imagine, because we all make mistakes, and we all sometimes say things that we can't take back. So I try to be mindful of things that I let come out of my mouth now. I used to be quick to say things and just let it fly off the handle, but I try to choose my words wisely now. I try to pick and choose what I say to people, because I don't want to be it taken out of context and in the wrong way that I'm actually trying to say it. So being that I'm older and I understand how to properly listen to what people are saying now, so that I have a full understanding of what it is. You have to learn to fall back in love with parts of yourself that were compromised, misplaced, or even broken. Fall back in love with you, with the parts of yourself that were compromised, misplaced, or even broken. Show identity, identify your emotions. Showing true identity and identifying your emotions. Speak what you seek until you seek what you say. Speak what you seek until you seek what you say. And I've learned to speak things. Excuse me, y'all. I've learned to speak things now that I want to be in a more positive state, a more positive state of mind. Making sure that if it begins with me. It begins with me starting off with making sure I say it in a positive way that it won't hurt anyone's feelings or won't cloud their emotions to where they really don't understand it coming from me in a positive way. So I try to choose my words more wisely now. And it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. It's a day by day walk. I'm 100% better than what I used to be. I'm going to say that. There was a time where I just let anything come out of my mouth. Now I try to pay attention to what it is that I allow to flow. I find myself writing things down now. I'm writing the inner parts of me that I feel like I can put on paper now to where I have a better understanding of self. I just want to be a better Jolene, not just for me, but for anyone that's around me, that's connected to me. And I just want to be at a better place to where we're all at a good place. To all be at a good place. And this road that I find myself traveling down, trying to make it, on my own, I'm finding some new things, some new avenues out every day of my life. And I'm trying to walk in that place of being able to love and be kind and be true to me. To love, to be kind, and be true to me. And accept things as they are. Accept things as they come. Accept things where they are during that particular time and moment. Some things we can't change. There's no need of going through life trying to feel like you can change everybody. Some things are not meant to be changed. Some things are just meant to stay where they are, to be at a place to where it teaches you a lesson, actually. Some things you have to allow them to be in that place and be there in that time. Everything has a season, a reason. Season and reason. God says there's a season and there's a time and place for everything under the sun. So there's a time for happiness, there's a time for sorrow, there's a time for life, there's a time for death. You have to go through life knowing that everything in every situation in this place has its time, its proper time to be placed there for a particular reason. And understanding that unconditional love is accepting a lot of things that at one point you thought you were not going to be able to accept. So to have an unconditional love is to be able to understand that sometimes people are not going to get what you get. People are not going to understand what you understand. And you have to give them that grace, that period, that grace period in between to Allow them to become who you need them to be for you during that particular time. Not to be rushed, and sometimes you have to go at a slow pace to understand um, certain things. Not gonna always be 100% perfect. There are some times and moments when it's called to compromise. You have to give compromise. You have to give in order to get. Sometimes you have to compromise in a situation to have full understanding and to be humble in that situation. I'm going to say that. To be humble in that situation and to have full understanding so that you would know what your next move might be. Praying about a certain situation and asking God to keep you still, to be still and present in that moment, waiting for your answer to come. Sometimes it takes longer than what you expect. And sometimes you have to be still and wait till that answer comes. Be still and know that, trust the process. With trust in the process, sometimes it's going to be hard. Sometimes it's going to be easy. You have to still yet sit and accept that for what it is. A day by day, a step by step process, and knowing fully where you want to be with it, in your personal place with it. So having an understanding to, sometimes you have to walk alone, and even with walking alone, you still got the help of the Father. You still have to ask Him for guidance on guiding your footsteps on taking certain steps. Hey, Anita. Hello, my sister. How are you? I see you working, girl. I see you doing what you do. One of these days, I'm going to be able to have a sit. I'm going to come be able to see you now. The only reason why I have not been is because I've been, with Keelan. So, and I don't have a sitter too often since I'm back in the working field of making sure I try to get things together. I'm trying to get that situated. But I am keeping up with you. I do see that you out here doing what you love to do. And many blessings to you. And I pray that He open up more doors for you to be able to be heard. So bless you. I'm but a reflection of you, my sister. And I am just grateful for the fact that you all chose to sit with me for this moment. And I know I might be confusing to you all because I'm confusing to myself right now. It's so complex to me right now. I'm trying to figure this thing out. We were talking about emotional intelligence, and we were talking about the 4 cores of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. I was talking about the relationship management being that sometimes when you're trying to have a conversation with your, either be it friends or in a relationship or however, excuse me. My sinuses are very crazy. They are still draining. I have got to get this. I'm trying to get it together, y'all. But with relationships, I was talking about being that you're trying to have a conversation with that significant other in relationship, be it a friendship or relationship, however it is, personal or either professional. When someone is trying to talk to you or you're trying to talk to someone and they just all of a sudden just shut down, that means that at a place of your emotional intelligence, you're not at the point to where you're able to discuss whatever's going on. So there's still some work that's needed in those 4 cores. 4 cores for you to be able to communicate. And to understand what that person is saying to you with good judgment or good sense. Not flying off the handle and being upset because of what they may have said or shared with you. Constructive criticism. I love the fact that people can tell me if it was something that they liked or something that they didn't like. My thing now is trying to be able to get to a point to where it does not affect me in a way where it's negative, but it affects me in a way that is positive. So if there's something that you see me doing, or something that you heard me sing, or something that you see me in a play or something, and I think you should do, Jolene, I think you should do XYZ instead of RST. You know, I am wanting to be at a place where I can accept what you're saying to me and take it with good judgment and good sense, to where it won't offend me when you're giving me corrective criticism. Sorry, I'm late, sis, at work now. I definitely understand, sis, but thank you so much for tuning in with me. But being able to accept that corrective criticism from a person, be that it be in a professional or in a personal setting. I was talking about the 4 cores of emotional intelligence: self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So that being said, I thank God for allowing me to be humble during certain situations and circumstances, whereas years before now I was not able to be that. I was always, at a point, if somebody said something to me, I would get angry or get mad. I feel like they was trying to attack me, but really they was trying to give me good views on and good pointers on some things that they felt like that I could improve on. But I couldn't accept it then, because I was so caught up in a place to where I felt like they were just attacking me, when actually they was trying to give me some things to better me as an individual. And now, since I've learned to be humble when it comes to that situation, or in that situation, I feel like my glass is crooked, y'all. But in that situation, I've learned to accept. I've learned to, yours is too. I've learned to accept corrective criticism in a good way now. And you can't take everything personal. You cannot take a lot of things personal. People say things in a way that they feel like that you should be able to understand or take. You cannot take things personal these days because of someone trying to help or assist you with making better decisions on your behalf. And I've learned to appreciate people like that now. And showing me and telling me in a way that shows feelings and understanding when it comes to others. So I'm learning to walk in that light of being able to understand people outside of myself, because everybody, I can't expect for everybody to take and accept things like I do. It's a walk for everybody. It's a long road for others, and it's a short one for those that may have already gotten to that point to where they are able to accept it. We are again every Wednesday, 6:00 p.m. We are on Facebook, Jolene Diggs Massey. We are on Tea Time on YouTube and as well as Facebook. Tea Time Memphis, Mahogany Roots. Tea Time Memphis, Mahogany Roots on YouTube and Instagram, Mahogany Roots, My Truth. I am embarking upon some things that I'm excited about, excited to share. Y'all, this child of mine over here is doing everything he's trying to do to get me to be over here to be laughing. So, yeah. That's what I mean, being able to accept it. So, even from the children, you have to be able to accept criticism from the children as well. But I am grateful to be able to be on this platform again, yet another week. I don't know what number this is, but we got quite a few that's out there right now. Believing in yourself. I purchased this T-shirt from a young man. We went to New Orleans, and he was inside one of the little malls, but it does says believe in yourself, and on the back it has some roses. And it says, believe in yourself. Trust who you are. What did it say, Keelan?
Trust and believe.
Trust and believe. Believe in yourself. So I wrote this today because I wanted to share. It's a very nice T-shirt. It's very nice, and I thought that it spoke volume to me when I seen it. When I saw it in New Orleans, it spoke volume to me because for so many years and so many times I didn't believe in myself, and now I'm learning how to. I'm learning to believe in a whole lot of things when it comes to me. My worth, my kindness, my humbleness, my love, my peace. Peace in my mind, peace in my body, peace in my heart, peace in my home. I just pray for those things, not just for me, but people that are connected to me. I pray for peace and understanding for a lot of people, because sometimes we fail at that, to know and understand what peace is. Kirk Franklin saying happiness means that sometimes you got to have something happening, and when you're happy yourself, you're happy with yourself, you're happy about yourself. You don't necessarily have to have things happening or going on to be in that place of being happy. So that's all I'm saying. I'm at a place where I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with who I'm becoming. I'm happy with the new things. I'm happy with some old things, some things that I'm learning to switch and flip over and change and have some things that's going on. I'm happy. Happy being me. I'm happy being me. I'm going to say that. Happy being me. Jolene. So our platforms, please share, tag, and let some friends know, let somebody else know, let some loved ones know that we are going to comment on your post. Now, I probably can't see the ones that's on YouTube, because they not coming through my phone. The only ones I can see right now is the ones that's on Facebook. But it has been a wonderful time for me to be able to talk about the few things that I was able to talk about. And if you didn't understand, I don't either, because I'm trying to get a clear understanding of myself, for myself, with being in so emotional sometimes. I find myself being in that emotional state that takes more control of me sometimes. Like the other day, it was the anniversary of my sister's death, and it was Michael Gregory's birthday, and then the anniversary of my bonus mom, Miss Frankie. And I was feeling, when I woke up that morning, I was already feeling some kind of way. I think it's that for so many years I've been dealing with these emotional things to where my body just normally reacts when it comes back around to that time of the year, and I'm unaware of what actually is going on until it's actually happening. Or if I go on Facebook and something comes up saying that it was a recurrence from last year, something, and I'd be like, okay, well, this is where this emotion is coming from. So I'm learning to understand what my emotional boundaries are, and my emotional part of me that I'm learning to have more control over. So now I'm able to identify what they are, to sit down and, so like I said, I write them in my journal whenever I'm having a day, and I'm writing it down, and I'm trying to see, okay, well, what do I need to do to try to make this better for me next go round. So I'm working towards healing. I'm still healing. Healing is a process. It does not come overnight. Healing is a day-by-day process, and sometimes it may take some longer than others. I may be in the longer than the less. But even if so, I accept that as being who I am, walking in it, sitting in it, resonating in it, settling in it, understanding it. I'm just trying to do what's best, get some better results for myself, for me, to have a better understanding when it comes to this emotional thing. Um, like I said, there's a chart that I have with the 1,000,001 emotions on it, and I have to tell myself on a daily basis, even sometimes, and I wake up in the middle of the night, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I have to just lay there and I have to have a conversation with God. With God, whatever your direction is for me on today, I ask that you lead me, guide me, give me clear understanding to what it is that you want me to accept for this day. And sometimes those emotions, like I said, get the best of me, and sometimes I'm able to, be in a place where I'm able to acknowledge it and keep moving on forward. Sometimes I just have to sit in it and allow it to do what it does. And I can't speak on the behalf of anyone else. I just can only speak on Jolene's behalf. Sometimes I'm able to be in an emotional place to where tears are just flowing. I can't stop them from flowing. That's just how God has made me. He's made me that type of person where I would cry at a drop of a dime. My main thing is, especially if I'm at churches, especially it's like when I come into the doors of the church, it's tears, because I'm so grateful. I'm grateful from where God has brought me, where He's taken me to, the things He's brought me through, the things He's allowed me to see. But when they tried to break me, they weren't able to break me. They just kind of made me bend a little bit. So I'm walking in, being all right with who Jolene is, who I am in an emotional place. Because, like I said, my emotions can be a little bit of everywhere, and that's just how He's made me. But I'm a very sentimental person. I'm always sympathetic and empathetic to others' situations and circumstances. And He's just made me like that. That's how He's made me. And I'm all right. I'm grateful to be able to shed a tear, because some people are at a place where they don't have feelings or emotions to do any of that. And that's just me. I'm just a person but in the Bible, it says He will collect every tear that falls, be it good or bad. Every tear that falls that is concerning to me, He's concerned about what bothers me as His child. And He collects every last one of those tears and holds them in a jar for the day when we meet again. And I just want to say, believe in yourself. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. You are beautiful. Beautiful at all times. Be true to self. Because if you can't be true to self, who else can you be true to? I just want to say I love you all. Have a wonderful and blessed evening. And may God bless you even the more. And if there's something that you're seeking for, trust God through the process. He said, be still and know that I am God, and I can do anything but fail. He can as well do anything above and beyond anything that we could ask for. Lean not to thine own understanding, because sometimes our understanding could not be the right understanding. Allow Him to give you what you need to make it through this thing that we call life. And sometimes life be lifing, so just be patient in the process. Thank you all so very much. I love you all. God bless you. Facebook, Jolene Diggs Massey. Facebook as well, Tea Time. And YouTube, Tea Time Memphis, Mahogany Roots, and Instagram, Mahogany Roots, My Truth. I am Jolene Diggs Massey, and I thank you all for joining me on today. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Please reach out if you would like to have a cup, a journal, or a T-shirt. $25 for the T-shirts, $20 for the cups, and $20 for the journal. Be encouraged and know that you are loved. Believe in yourself. You are beautiful. Tell the people back in.
Bye. And thank you for watching.